It's here. It's actually here. That's the goober. That's the goober we wanted. Honestly, I was totally not expecting this thing. I was expecting this thing to drop next week for GTA Plus. Hopefully this or one of the police vehicles gets dropped next week. And one of those is free with GTA Plus. But this, it's the Keitora. It's the K-Truck. It's here, and it's honestly a lot bigger than I thought. That's one thing I will say. This thing for a K-Truck is absolutely massive. I will say, like, I saw a K-Truck on Valentine's Day because, of course, it was the International Auto Show. Whoa, that's a camera. Oh my god! Look how far out the camera is to try to make this look even smaller. But this thing, it looks like it's almost as long as the Comet Safaris over there. So yeah, this thing is kind of big, actually. But yeah, for a K-Truck, this thing is pretty massive, I think. It does have drifting, I will say that. This is a drift week in GTA Online. So I guess it makes sense if they did add this, even though they probably could have swapped 2 weeks. I don't know what next week is yet, though. But let's just immediately get into customizing this thing, because I have super high hopes for the customization on this. And judging by what we have here, yeah, there is a lot of stuff, and I am so happy for that. So let's actually, I think let's start off with liveries, because I really want to repaint this thing. So let's see, we have some nice OEM stickers. I love that. Actually, I have to, here, I'm gonna respray it to let's just go brown for now. And let's go back up to livery, and let's see what we got here. So we have OEM, which I do like the little stickers, with a nice little stripe on the side. I like that too. With stripe Mark II and Mark III. San Andreas, that's pretty cool. Flint, Sprunk, Atomic, Shih Tzu Street Style, and then just like they did a little beater. That's kind of cool, actually. I think we'll actually come back to that. And for the respray, I think we'll actually do the respray in a different brown, so that way things are easier to tell apart, just like that. Alright, enough stalling, let's get customization. So let's see what we have here. We have street with a bash bar in street. Looks like there's gonna be both street and off-road parts. This must be splitters, but I think we do have, did I see bull bars anywhere? It might be under grill. It is under grill, but under bumpers, there's a million different builds you can do with this. I've seen customization for this thing everywhere. So we can either do a street build, we could do a drift build, we could do an off-road build, we could do some crazy Motosoku builds. But for this, I have always wanted an off-road K-Truck, because these things are unstoppable off-road. But let's see what we have. We have a street with a little bash bar on the bottom. That's more drifty. Stay with that. Street Mark II. I do like those two little vents down there. Street Mark III, which looks like a hard plastic splitter. Street Carbon Fiber with Mark II and Mark III. We're not going to go for any of those. But what do we have for the rear bumper? We have a step. I like that a lot. And a step Mark II, which kind of lowers it. That's nice. A diffuser. Diffuser long. That's shorter, though. That's shorter. It adds little fins in there, but that's not long. That's shorter. Then we have Mark II, diffuser wide Mark II, and Mark III. I think we'll actually go with the step Mark II. I do really, really, really like that. All right, now we have no engine customization, but what about the exhaust? We have stock exhaust out the side. I could barely hear this thing. But we have a titanium street exhaust, Street Mark II, 3, and 4. A titanium shotgun. I guess these are for like the lower bumpers. Then you have that in 2, which is kind of like downturned. 3, which is short. And then katana low. Katana high. Wow. And then elephant? What's elephant? Is elephant just coming out both sides? I guess so. I mean, sure, that looks sick, actually. Alright, now headlight covers. We have, I might go with the yellow headlight covers. We have blue, red, and green. And then caps. Oh, I like that, actually. I think we'll go yellow with the cap. Now for the grill. Here we go. So I have the front support, with a kit A and B, then the toe, just a tow hook, fog light low, and then a kit A and B. That's kind of cool. Just an oil cooler with a tow hook, and then an all-inclusive package. If we're gonna do a little off-road truck, I think I might want to roll with the all-inclusive package. That looks pretty sick, and I do like all the lights and stuff we get. We'll come back to liveries. I guess we could throw our plate on here. We'll come back to the respray, but now let's look at the roof accessories. We have horns. I also like the little racket ads. Lights. Okay, I might roll with that. And lights mark 2. Whoa. Sprunk, flint, atomic, and stance. I think we'll throw on the horn. Try to make this thing a little tougher. But now with the skirts, we have a step, a panel with skirt, a support bar, and a plastic lip. Once again, I think we're going to go with step. Also, I just noticed, it would be super cool if we could actually fold down. As I was trying to say, before I was rudely interrupted by the slow changing from 3 different springs between winters into an actual spring, also known as pollen, which I am severely allergic to. I really hope we can fold down the sides of the bed, and it looks like we might be able to, because in real life, on a lot of K trucks, you can actually fold down the sides of the bed. But let's look at these sun strips. We have Hardstand, Fukaru, Mindmont. So basically just pretty generic ones, just sun strips, nothing special. I don't think we're going to go with that because that is right in our line of sight. Like, how can you see out of that? No. Suspension, obviously we got to leave it raised up. But I do like how low it can get. That's crazy. That is crazy. So people are definitely going to have a lot of fun with stance builds. But I'm doing a little off-road build because I did see that the suspension travel on this thing is goofy. And I love it. But here we have... Oh, we have boxes! Okay, that's cool. I do like the box. Do we have... Whoa, okay. Whoa. Okay, that's cool. Dude, that's sick as hell. What? Dude, this thing is sick. I have a regular utility box. Okay, I don't know if... I actually wonder if we could open the sides of the box. That'd be sick. A delivery box. I love that. Then we have reinforced. We got some tires. A rack and reinforced. Can we put some lights on it? What do we have here? Looks like we might actually be able to fold down the sides of the bed like that. A little auto. Oh, we just took out the entire middle of that. We could... Okay, that actually looks sick as like a pre-runner build. That looks sick. I might rock that, actually. I think I am gonna rock that. Yeah, because, like, it's not a pre-runner build. It's just like a full-on trophy build. Like, kind of like a mini Dakar truck. I freaking love that. I think we will roll with that. I freaking love that. We already did our turbo. Now it's wheels time. And we are going right to off-road. I think... Oh my god! Oh my god, they're so tiny! Oh my god! Oh my god, they're so freaking tiny! I really hope next update we get, like, a super lifted version of this. Like, imagine we get a monster K-truck. That'd be so wild. Oh my god. I don't care if they make it 20 million, I'd buy one. When series of wheels, I think we should go with something simple like that. I know in the past couple times I've spent so much time on wheels, but not this time. We're also gonna go with white wheels and yeah, we'll go custom tires for the hell of it. Alright, now let's pick out a livery for this thing. We have OEM. There's not really any point in getting any of the stripe liveries. Stance Andreas, we're not really stanced, are we? Any of these? This would be cool. Having kind of like an apocalyptic build like this, or an apocalyptic build, I feel like we might actually run this livery and just respray it. And I think the respray we're going to run is Ice White with a matte black. I feel like the best course of action would go matte black, unless, yeah, we don't have matte brown. I feel like matte brown would help to give it like a more dirty look. But I guess this livery on its own does make it look pretty dirty. But I'm also just so glad this thing is relatively cheap, because for Android 10K, it has drift tuning and so much customization. Like, you can make like a little roadside assistance truck, a little delivery truck. It can make some crazy builds as well. Like, more, as I showed, more Bosuzoku style. It can go off-road. There's pretty much anything you want to do with this truck, you can do it. Also, we have to go with... Oh my god, why is... Okay, the camera is so high. What? Okay, we're gonna have to leave it like this, but that camera is so high. Wow. And even then, this thing isn't that small. I will say... Okay, I get why it's not that small, because at the end of the day, they do have to fit two characters side by side in here somehow. It's quick though. Like, just getting up this hill, it's pretty damn quick. How fast are we going? Our speed? We're crossing 90. Is our top speed just 90? No, we're nearing 100 now. Can this thing get to a... Oh my god, we're at 100 miles an hour. Oh my god, 100 miles an hour and this thing is terrifying. Oh my god. Oh, okay. Holy crap. This thing rips though. This thing is nuts. And the suspension is so jello. Like, I feel like I'm gonna roll this thing. Like, I could... If I tried hard enough, I could probably flip this thing. Alright, let's try. It's so jello, but at the same time, it's almost kind of stable. I freaking love this thing. I just freaking love this thing. Also, I now realize that having the steps all over this thing, there's not really any point with those anymore, is there? If we don't really have a bed to, you know, step into, so. But honestly, I might try to piece together another build, because I'm kind of addicted to this thing. Like, it's just such a cool truck, and I have another 6.6 million to burn. So I want to burn it on another one of these, because, like, I will gladly do 2 builds in one video. I feel like this thing does deserve 2 builds in one video. I think that's exactly what I am going to do. So what we are going to do is we're going to hop on to Southern San Andreas. We're going to order another one of these in blue, and we're going to send it to... we'll go this mansion. I only have, like, 2 cars in there. So, let's actually make our way over to LSC. Actually, hang on. Should I go LSC, or should I maybe pull out my MOC? I don't think I've ever modified a vehicle in my MOC, and I feel like now's the time. Also, I could test this thing out, like, in more intensive off-roading. Well, I mean, as intense as, you know, a little bit of this goes. Down here might also be a good place for a bit of off-roading. I can barely see. Yeah, this seems very top-heavy, but I can barely see because this camera is whack. I guess they just tried to show, like, how small this thing is, but it also makes it kind of a pain to drive. Actually, wait, if I set the camera, it might be a glitch. I think if I go vehicle camera height low, I think if I do that, it might be a little bit more manageable. Oh, yeah, so much better. I haven't driven with this kind of camera in forever. That's so much better. I mean, now we got another K truck. Let's actually call our MOC in. MOC is not empty. What do you mean? Okay, what I think I could do is I could pull up to a road, and I think I might have to call out my K truck, or I might have to take it into the bunker then modify it. So, but this thing is just wow. Like, it's actually handling the off-road pretty damn good. The suspension is definitely jello. It does suffer from what I'm going to call terminus syndrome, where it's super quick for what it is, but it is super top-heavy, which makes it almost a little uncontrollable. Wait, is this thing... I think this thing is all-wheel drive, but it was weird how it kicked out like that. So it's, I want to say maybe an 80% rear-wheel drive bias. Is that Pittsburgh keys getting out? I don't know. But yeah, this thing definitely has a ton of rear-wheel drive bias, which might make it prone to spinning, also because of its absolutely tiny, microscopic wheelbase. Which honestly does make it a formidable drift platform. Like, that's exactly what you want with a drift car. So, this thing is going to be stupid fun. And it already is. Like, I'm having a blast driving this. Even though it is a little top heavy, I feel like if you get it on going on some trails, this thing is going to be some serious entertainment to just see bounce around. Now, let's see if we can pull our MOC again. We can't. It's not empty. What do you mean? Force empty trailer, empty cab. Your MOC. Can I call out my Avenger? I can't call out my Avenger. I am so confused. Okay, let's just start heading over to the bunker. What I could maybe do is pull out the MOC and then call out my K truck. And I probably just customize it in the middle of the highway because that's probably where it's gonna spawn. Let's master this fence. What damage have we taken so far, actually, with all this bouncing around and whatnot? I'm not seeing too much. Maybe on the front bumper and whatnot? But we've already seen what customization is there. So let's go see if we can piece together another build. Off-road, because it's so light, you can definitely see it's getting tossed around by bushes and stuff a lot. So if you're going to be on, like, trails and rocks and stuff, that's where this thing is really, really going to shine. But anything a little too intensive, or a little bit more intensive, I think it's a little too top-heavy for that. A little too top-heavy and a little bit too rear-wheel drive biased. And I could tell it has a lot of power for what it is. But it still doesn't have enough power. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Like, for more crazy stuff, it's not going to have a lot of power. It's going to have a decent amount of power, but still not going to be enough. But what it will have enough power for, if I can get to my MOC real quick. Yo, wait, is this... Oh yeah, some vehicles, because they wheel spin at slower speeds whenever you're full throttle, they just kind of kick the back end out. So that's kind of fun to rip around in the bunker. Oh, I actually wonder if we could squeeze this thing through, like, the gaps and stuff in the bunker. Like, through the poles and stuff. Probably not. But let's call out our other Keitora, and let's modify it in the back of this. So I'll have to call a mechanic for that as I make my way over back to the road. But yeah, I don't think I've ever modified a vehicle in an MOC on camera. I don't think I've ever done that. Let's see. So we have this. Let's call out our Keitora. And this is our blue Keitora. So we're either gonna go with a Bo Suzuki build or like one of those weird sponsor builds. Like we saw there was some in like crazy Stance Andreas and there's Sprunk, Stance Andreas, Flint, and Atomic upgrades, or not upgrades, but like customization. Let's see what we can do with this. It does take a little bit to load into the MOC. Alright, let's see. Let's max it out real quick. And we are going to do a street build on this, so we are going to lower it. Suspension, lower it all the way. Race transmission, we'll come back to the beds and stuff. Let's throw on some bulletproof tires and... Oh, we missed wind deflectors! Ah! Okay, but I'm not going to miss them this time. I'm not going to miss them this time. Let's see bumpers out. Actually, let's see with our truck beds, what do we want to do? We could go... I think we could go Stance Andreas. I think Stance Andreas would be the best. Let's... yeah, let's go with that. The Stance Andreas and then the roof accessories. Stance... I think that lines up nicely. I can't really tell from here. Let's do that. And then let's throw on the Stance Andreas livery. Like that. This is gonna look so sick. Alright, now let's head into the bumpers. We can go street with a bash bar, just street. Street Mark II and Mark III. Street carbon fiber. I think we're gonna go with a crazy build on this. So let's actually not go with the carbon fiber splitter because it does look kind of tacky. But let's go with the Mark II splitter. Now I have a rear step, a lower rear step, a diffuser. Diffuser long and Mark II wide. Wide Mark II. Or wide Mark II and Mark III. Let's go with just diffuser wide, I think. For the exhaust. Now these make a lot more sense. And I think we are going to go a little bit crazy with this. So let's go with the Katana low exhaust. Is that good? Yeah, that's good. The Katana low exhaust. Headlight covers, let's go red with a cap because it'll match our livery. For the grill, I think we're going to go with the oil cooler and the tow hook. Because we don't really want to go with any off-road upgrades. We already got our livery covered. Let's go with our plate. Should I do this the drift build? Nah, I have another idea for the drift build. So let's go with that plate. We'll do a little fancy. We'll go in black. Already got our reef accessories. Our skirts now. Let's go with the panel with skirt like that. Just to kind of keep that livery flowing. Or to keep the body kit flowing. And then we can go with the stance sunstrip. And now let's just find ourselves a new respray. Might look best in white. Let's see. Can you see the stance Andreas in white? Not really. It might have to be all black. But then you can't really see like any of the differences in any other stuff. So let's go silver there. What if we went full silver? We might have to go silver and black. Or... let's go full silver. Let's just go full silver. And now for the wheels. Something I also do want to see. I want to see this as an actual, like, business sell vehicle. That's some potential I see in this thing. So, like, maybe, hopefully, I don't know if we're going to get a March update. I really, really hope we do, but it's not looking like it. They did tease something with Mr. Faber, but I wonder if that's coming in June. Hopefully, in June, I would actually love, like, an illicit car part business, or, like, something like that. This could be the delivery vehicle that we use. And we can actually customize it and stuff like we got... Oh, I just thought of something crazy. Hear me out. Shih Tzu, Keitora, 6x6. You can't tell me that wouldn't fit right into GTA. Or even a freaking Keitora Technical. There is so much potential with this truck. But I will say, they freaking nailed it. For once in this update, GTA, Rockstar, they freaking nailed this thing. This thing is pretty much perfection. Maybe if we could change the actual, like, front bumper itself, that big plastic piece, or actually, like, the style of the grill, or even gave us, like, different headlight styles to actually make it look like different K-trucks, that would be cool. But I'm not complaining with what we have. This is sick. I love this. I freaking love this thing. Do we have any wheels that are actually, like, stance wheels, or... I don't believe so. Let's just go with these. These look cool. Pretty much, actually, any of the tuner wheels look good on this. Like, any of the tuner wheels look pretty good on this. I do really like that. Let's go with either... No red wheels. We'll go with black wheels. Tuner, and then we already got bulletproof tires. Let's... Actually, now let's do a road test. We did an off-road test, and I'd give it a solid... I think a solid 6 out of 10. And now let's do a road test. And let's see how this thing performs on the road. I will say though, this thing, it's not sluggish. For what you would expect, it is definitely not sluggish. And it is pretty damn quick for what it is. I think I already did say that with the off-road build, but on-road, you can still tell that. Don't get me wrong, it's still slow, but I guess that is to be expected with the K-Truck. Oh wait, you don't have tailgate to open anymore. I still do want to see if you can open up all sides of the bed, and I'll try to remember to report back. If you can, I am totally going to buy another one of these, and another one, and then another one, and then maybe like 2 dozen more, because I freaking love this thing. Honestly, this was worth the wait. This thing was definitely worth the wait. It is so goofy, it is so cool. I don't actually know what K-Truck this is based off of, because it might be a Daihatsu. I want to say it's a Daihatsu. But I don't know if Daihatsu made any other K-Trucks other than the Hijet, so... Unless it is an older generation Hijet. Maybe it is? Yeah, I don't know. Anyways, speaking of which, I do want to go a little off topic from GTA, but keep the topic on K-Trucks because a little someone just pre-ordered Forza Horizon 6. The Premium Edition. Which means, that's right, your girl's getting it 4 days early. And I am so freaking happy about that, because in-game, I really hope we see more K-Trucks than just the Honda Acti. Like, I want to see the Daihatsu Hijet, the Super Sandbar, the, that, I already said Daihatsu Hijet. Maybe even the, oh my god, the Mitsubishi Delica! We need the Delica! We need the Mitsubishi Delica! The, Delica 4x4. We freaking need that. That would be so sick. It fit right in. Is that Seafoam Green Tornado? I have been looking for one forever. That looks more yellow than green, so, I mean, that's more yellow than green. I think that's a white one, though. Like, I would be able to tell. It would be very, very, very visibly green if it was the, Seafoam Green Tornado. I haven't been able to find one yet, so I'll keep on looking, but yeah. But this thing on road, the suspension, it's still a little jello-y, but lowering it did definitely help. And it does definitely understeer. And it does also like to, like, kind of kick itself a little bit, I want to say. Because I have noticed that the police cruiser actually has, like, some severe, like, it is super back heavy. And if you try to turn it, sometimes it'll freaking lift its front wheels. That's kind of what this does. Which is kind of weird, but I guess it can be blamed by its short, stubby wheelbase. But I am not complaining because it just makes this all the more fun to drive. But I think if you do want to have the most fun, definitely throw the drift tuning on this thing. I have heard it is not a good drift car. In fact, it may be the worst one. But that's not going to stop it from being absolutely sick. So I have another $5.5 million I can spend on more K-Trucks, and that is exactly what I am going to spend it on. And speaking of drift trucks, I am also happy to report that the drift wallet is back. And I think I am going to pick up another one because I did want to get another one so I could do a GMC Cyclone build, because I think that's definitely possible. But yeah, I absolutely love this thing. It is super crazy in customization. It's definitely wild to drive. It's unique to drive. And the high acceleration definitely makes it a very interesting experience. You might not be running away from any griefers in this. But I mean, why would they want to kill you when you're just goofing around in this? Like, what part of this face... Okay, it does actually look angry. But if you see someone in a K-Truck, I'm pretty sure the last thing you'd want to do is kill them, because they're just in for a good time. I'm in for a good time. This thing is in for a good time. And I absolutely freaking love this little goober. Like, it's such a cute truck. You can make it look aggressive. You can... I mean, you can drive it pretty aggressively. But this thing is just so rad. Honestly, Rockstar knocked it way out of the park with this. Honestly, I feel like they did way more than they had to. And they did a good job at that. This thing, it definitely gets a solid 7 out of 10 for me.